in your career is like timing. He's not a tall guy, and he doesn't have long arms. Like, you actually have a lot of reach. I think that's what people don't realize about you.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. Yeah.
Okay. but like his ability to counter. First of all, almost the entire fight was just striking, and very few kicks thrown, and it was this like impeccable timing and counters that he was doing. And Royval's long, kind of tall for the division, like quick jab. But like, what were you seeing with this Van kid? Like,
that's why I can't wait to watch it back, like
strategically.
Just watch it on like a TV, you know, and then they'll give you all the better camera angles. But exactly what you were saying, I just saw Van, especially early. He was like, he was just waiting. He's patient. And Royval was using that jab, doing that very nicely, and they're just waiting for the right time to go. Or when he did decide to go first, he was really good at still bridging the gap. Like, as you were saying, he is short, but he understands the distance. If he wants to jab his way in, or when he wants to commit, he doesn't work for me when he comes in. I'm going to make him pay, and he's quick. He can just do it like mid combo. The guy's firing, he's just going boom, boom, already free piece, like halfway through.
Great balance.
Oh, mate, it's incredible. And then even his when he chose to go forward or go first, he did a great job of even bridging the gap to, you know,
what was he doing to close the gap? When
just a bridge, rather than me just stepping with as you did a bit of boxing, back foot, and you're just sort of stepping that front foot in. Bridging's gonna be more of a leap. You're gonna leap everything, so your whole base has to go further. I'm that little bit further back, so just me stepping with a normal jab's gonna pull short. But you bridge the gap, we call it. So that's you literally bridge your whole body, both feet.
You're stepping it.
Yes. So both feet end up getting right where you want to be, so you can fire the big shots as well. So this was always well balanced, like you said.
It was so like so much fun to watch. The guy's on 3 weeks' notice, right? He had a big fight 3 weeks ago, won it in spectacular fashion, and then I think he like broke his toe. Nobody said anything about it, which I know all you guys fight injured, so it is weird. But it is cool after the fact, like when someone wins, to acknowledge injuries. But a thing I've noticed that's different, obviously, from MMA and boxing is like boxing is closer because you don't have to worry about the legs, right? So the fight is a little bit closer. Like MMA there's a little bit more distance. So when you're bridging the gap, like you said, when you're committing, you're really putting yourself in the lion's den, which you have to do because everybody you fight is fucking 6 feet tall.
Exactly.
But like, so when I was watching these guys like manage that distance, I saw something I thought was really cool. You know, a lot of times in boxing, you'll see like a pull counter. Like Floyd was magnificent at this, right? Like a jab comes in, you'll embrace the jab. You'll even kind of step back a little, not even step back, but like lean back, and then throw the right on top. It looked like Van was moving. Situation as well, where it's like the only way you're closing that gap is if you're moving into the punch that's coming at you.
Well, it depends on who you got. Like you were just saying with him, he did a great job of still being in a position where he could, hope that jab misses or whatever it is. But you're right, he would usually throw, I think from what I remember, it was like a hook even. As he was throwing the jab, boom, 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 and then just would be like a free piece as he was coming in, which was pretty impressive to land a hook in that sort of where he was positioned. But with myself, like with the last,
you're making money, bro. Making money, bro. Okay. I thought you had the reserve meal.
But for me, like with the last one, I had Diego Lopez, who's very similar, where he won't even try and dodge your punch,
and he's swinging.
If most people that want to counter, they're going to try and slip the punch and fire at the same time, if that makes sense. Where he was just, I'm just going to, as soon as you go, I'm just all offense. I don't care about defense one bit, which makes them dangerous, but obviously they can be hit, but he had a good chin. Where I just felt like Joshua Van did a great job of, just waiting for Royval, really committed there, and then was able to sort of counter. They weren't too far, like when you say with the distance, I'm not trying not to get too deep.
No, being technical.
But with the
And then
it looked like the round was getting away from him, and then it would just go blah, 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 and just like
And then to finish it at the end of the third, like almost finish him. Okay, and then
you've got to watch that fight anyway.
yeah, you got to. It's and then of course obviously to Puria, your boy. Have you watched? Do you watch those fights? Like when you get it? What is that like for you? Like when you? I don't even know how to ask you these questions. Like when you get caught. Like what is that when you're rewatching it? Can you watch? Can you separate yourself from it and just look at it technically and be like, oof, I shouldn't have.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the only way I sort of look at it. Like, you know, obviously you understand Ilya's power, but with that fight you're talking about, or even with the Islam fight, the second one with the 2 knockouts, I just look at you know, man, like, you know, I should have done this, should have done that. They're pretty obvious to me anyway. So
the second Islam fight, I feel like your hand's here, and he like clips like the top.
Exactly.
I'm not saying he earned that position, he earned that knockout, but I to me that was like I'm not. It's not luck at all. It's skill, etc. But I would say positioning wise, it's not like you were like grotesquely out of position in that moment that you got caught.
Well, no, exactly. Well, the difference with that fight and the first fight, like I will try and like I also been a bit more clever when I wanted to get into range, and you know I didn't want to just walk forward.
On the first fight or second?
The first fight. In the second fight, you know, short notice, very very short notice.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I can't just sit back and, you know, sort of just wait around and win rounds. I don't, you know, I'm not going to win 5 rounds against Islam right now. I didn't back myself because I didn't have the camp. It was 11 days. So I'm like,
you're saying cardio-wise.
Cardio-wise, I'm like, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to win a 5 decision against Islam. Well, the chances are a lot slimmer because I'm not going to be as fit as I
So you were looking to get him out of there.
So that's what I wanted. So I was like, all right, I'm going to press. That's why I'm going to come into range. So it means I'm going to be in range to be hit more.
Yeah.
I knew that he would be kicking. I knew that he would spam the kicks, especially because I was going to come forward like that. And even when he was kicking, I knew he was going to still go up. You're right. Like, so I knew that was going to come. But it was just what I hated about that is because I told myself, and this is, I guess, how I am, and I guess you need this sort of mindset and be able to do this. Like, whatever decision I make, that's it. I'm locking. I'm gonna, you know, I'm
committing to that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell myself, and I'm gonna believe it. You know, I'm gonna be delusional in a sense, but that's, you know, I can be. This is gonna be the most dangerous I've ever been because I'm going out there to take his head off. You know, haven't had a camp. You know, I reckon this makes me more dangerous. I believed it. Yeah. And then I go out there, and I couldn't even pull the trigger. And when I say, I couldn't pull the trigger, right? I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, it makes sense, right? You didn't have it like much of a camp. Barely any sparring, you know, and then so your timing's just not going to be there. So I wanted to be like, I'm going to be in his face and then just let the hands go and then I'll catch him. So while I was there, and then I just could not let him go. So here I am. I just felt like I'm just standing in front of him, waiting for something to happen, right? And then he was going body. I'm like, even telling myself he's going to go high. He's going to go high. Wait for it, and then still just takes me. I'm like, oh fuck, you know, like I was still. It's weird because I was gone, but knew exactly what was happening.
Did you have the vision wobble?
No, not really. It was like I don't know if it was sort of went dark, and then it was a loud noise. I remember just like this weird noise like that, and I remember it's hard to explain. But then I'm done. Oh no, I'm rocked. Like I remember, I'm like no, try and survive. Next minute I'm on the ground, like try and survive. I don't think my body was doing what I wanted to do. Yeah. And next I'm just wobbling around. But it's but yeah, that's the game we played.
Yeah.
You know, and then all right, I'm getting good technical now, but with next position, be like, oh, I better get the fuck out of here.
And what adjustments did you make in your next fight after Victoria?
Well, that's good question. So luckily, I drilled so much of
Because it's not like Diego Lopez doesn't hit hard.
yeah,
also.
man, and like we said, like how he fires, right? He's just gonna sit on it. So a lot of good like drilling we had to do, like really good drilling. So I was lucky enough to have the team that did around me. For
Take extra time off this time to make sure you're not in that mentality.
I
Don't
had a
get
massive
caught.
break, biggest break I've ever had. Took that real serious, and then had a massive camp. So I did went above and beyond. Usually, everyone knows I train hard. That's always going to be the case. But this time, even with my diet, I didn't have a cheat meal for like 16 weeks.
Wow.
I didn't have a drop of alcohol for the 16 weeks.
No bubbler.
No bubblers, no bubblers. That's for probably.
But that was 16 weeks.
But I still remember that one.
We'll never forget that. Fair enough.
But yeah, so it was just we did everything. Went above and beyond for that one. And with him, he had to.
He's got a great short. It's like a right hook. The punch that he caught Charles with. I think
you're talking about Ilya?
Ilya.
Sorry, yeah.
It's like this. He steps in with it. It's like he doesn't even throw like a long extended jab. It's almost like a fake left hand, but he sits down. But what's interesting is that in one of the first exchanges with Charles and him, Charles threw like a kind of long straight right hand that beat Ilya's right hook.
Okay, yeah.
And